The reason I joined the dojo, obviously to learn from the best in the world, truly. Of course, everyone's gonna say that. I have more than that as my reason. Being in the city, being in Vegas, like I know it doesn't look like Vegas. This is one of the most beautiful spots we have out here. This is the place my dad got married 10 years ago, almost to the day. It holds a special place in my heart, so that's why I brought you guys here. Anyway, that's besides the point. The reason why I bring you guys to the most beautiful spot in Vegas is because it's a pretty ugly city. Yeah, so in order to level up, I had to bootstrap up, you know what I mean? I had to do something big because I've been just falling by the wayside for the last couple years and getting passed up for no good reason, really. So I had to do something drastic. I had to change my environment, and I had to, like I said, learn from the best. And every single week I've gone, and every single week I've been a part of, I feel like I've learned years worth of knowledge every single day. And it's all I've ever dreamed about and dreamed of doing. Like, all I've ever wanted to do was just learn and be good at this thing, or at least solid. And I feel like I could finally do that thanks to the dojo. It almost gets me emotional because I felt like I was stuck, and like I have a lot of years ahead of me, but I felt like I was boxed in and almost typecasted into a certain category, and I wasn't going to be able to break that glass ceiling. But now, going through all this work and fighting for a little bit of respect, I feel like I finally got a way out now. And it's crazy to think that the first, well, technically the second, but the first real place I'm getting to wrestle out of town for, that's going to be public, is for one of the biggest companies in the world, and for a company I've fallen in love with since I was in middle school. How do I get to the dojo every week? So it's pretty similar schedule every single week, and it's not too crazy. I actually enjoy it. I wake up at 3:30 in the morning, right? And I get to the airport, fly to LAX, take an Uber to Hawthorne, chill with the family, rest, do all that, whatever. Training Tuesday, Wednesday break, usually that's my study day, and relaxation, because it's tough, gotta stretch, all that. And Thursday, training day number 2, and then that's basically the night I pack. And then next morning, wake up at 3:30 and get back home, have the weekend, try to be a good boyfriend, try to be a good son, try to be a good brother, all that. And if I got a show that weekend, smash some heads in. My roots in Los Angeles run deep. I have family from Compton. I have family from Long Beach, family that just moved to Long Beach. Most of my memories are made in Ontario County, which isn't LA, but close enough. Rancho Cucamonga, every winter break, Thanksgiving break, sometimes Easters, all in Rancho. And of course, favorite hockey team, LA Kings. Favorite basketball team, Lakers. Staples Center, very special in my heart. Vegas, a lot of the time piggybacks off of LA. There used to be a beef, there still kind of is a beef, but in the end of the day, we share a lot of the same, I guess, cultures. It's similar. I would just say it's similar. But I'm a Vegas boy through and through. Don't get it twisted. Shoot, I was born in Indiana, but I'm from Vegas. All right, so. How I got into New Japan Pro Wrestling. Oh man, so I was like 11 or 12, and I had one friend in middle school that watched wrestling with me, just one. And everybody else would clown me for it, and it was whatever. Everyone goes through that, and if you got this on your algorithm or are watching this, you understand. So anyway, he got me hooked on that. I got on YouTube and looked up some things, and of course, watching, the wrestling on TV, you find out where these guys are coming from. And I was hooked. I never asked for anything, so I had to really, grow a pair and ask my mom and ask her, can I please get a $10, $12 subscription to this Japanese professional wrestling company? And she looked at me, gave me a what? And asked me some more questions, and I explained to her what it was, and got deep into it, probably talked a little too much, and then she was like, all right, fine, gets it for me, and she was funding my fandom up until I could pay for it myself. It's been my biggest study tool throughout my whole wrestling journey. It's always been in the back of my mind to one day perform or help out in some way with the company, because it's opened my eyes to so much in professional wrestling, and how it taught me how you should really treat it, because it's one of the last places that treats it like what it should be, and it's an elite sport. My goals for professional wrestling are to also transcend the sport. For a long time, it felt like we were locked out from the mainstream world, and you were mocked for liking the sport, and it sucked. It's already bad enough my favorite sports teams often suck, so on top of that, adding your favorite sport itself being mocked, that I had to get in a lot of fights and arguments when I was younger about just what I liked and was passionate about. But nowadays, you see people are actually accepting and welcoming professional wrestling, and I wish I was one of the first people to help transcend, but at the same time, when you're the first, you make mistakes. And the smartest people in the world are people that learn from other people's mistakes. So now that I could see how the world is evolving and see how professional wrestling is being consumed, I can find more and more ways to transcend it in my way and bring it to the pockets of media that I enjoy and that have brought me up in this world. I just want to show off what my inspirations are and eat people up. That's pretty much it. Of course, it's very hard to make money in this, but I feel like I can. And whenever I have a gut feeling about anything, whenever I pull triggers on anything, usually I succeed. So, ask yourself if you ever heard the last name Jakeaux of the year 2024. And then ask yourself in 2034 if you ever heard the last name Jakeaux. Further words, further comments. I just want to say, whenever people, including me, join this course, you don't just learn from the best in the world. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. It's hard work, and that light at the end of that tunnel, it's a showcase. That's where you show off what you've learned and what flair you've been putting on it. And this class is so hungry, and of course we're all pumped up and excited, but I'm not just happy to be here. I'm not saying anybody else in the class is, because we all have our reasons, and none of us are satisfied. But I tell you what, especially me. I've had to fight tooth and nail and work my ass off just to be able to afford to do this. I'm just lucky enough this is on the West Coast, and I got family that house me, but of course there's God's timing that had to do with it too. But like I said, there's a lot of hard work going into being able to do this. And me having to go state to state every week and spending half of my winter in another city, that was something else. But it was worth it, and I did enjoy it. Being in Hawthorne and going to Carson every Tuesday, Thursday has been a blessing. But job's not finished, and I'm not just happy to be here. This Saturday, I gotta whip some ass, and I gotta try and plow through Lycan and Evan with my boy Christian.